It's day 17 of the Radio Free Skaro Fluid Links Advent Calendar. Today's question comes from Eric B. on Blue Sky. Just as Rogue, the episode Rogue, riffed off Bridgerton, what in vogue show should the producers / writers use as inspiration for a Doctor Who episode?
Oh, I mean, this means we have to figure out what's in vogue, and I have no damn idea in the first place. So
the Sandbaggers.
I bet you don't either. Exactly. Thank you for illustrating my point.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Chris, you watch more TV than either of us put together. Is there any in vogue show that's on right now? Like, what's that White Locust?
White Locust?
White Lotus show about?
That sounds really bad.
People seem to like that White Lotus show. It's like there's a murder mystery on an island or something. I don't know what it's about. Do you know what it's about, Chris?
I've heard the name. I've never watched.
I've watched one episode. It's about rich people on an island, and yeah, there's a murder mystery, but mostly it's the problems of rich people. I'm probably making fans of it very angry right now. But I do have a suggestion. I think Only Murders in the Building, which I've seen a season of, because it pairs up Steve Martin Short with Selena Gomez. So we have the Doctor and the Companion, and then somebody else, maybe an Amelia Runford-esque old lady, and they're solving some sort of space murder in a space boat, like a space station murder mystery. There you go. It wouldn't be the whole series; it would be one story, but it would be modeled after Only Murders in the Building. Shenanigans and badinage and wacky hijinks and murder.
That actually and it's a Hulu. It's Disney Plus for us here in Canada, but it's a Hulu show, I think. Mm-hmm. So it's it's in the family. So you know, like if you pick like other Disney shows, like The Bear. What if you're in you're in some kitchen or something? Doctor Who.
That's
land.
Heaven Sent. The Bear is basically Heaven Sent.
But it's a comedy, of course. So you're laughing nonstop at this riotous comedy,
according to the Golden Globes or whoever.
Yeah,
or the Emmys too, I think, actually.
Yeah, I know. Except for the last season, apparently. So basically, you could merge with the Bear, do a Bear episode, and it would help it both. You know, Doctor Who and the Bear. But not BJ and the Bear from the 1970s, which had a red truck.
I thought it was supposed to be a current show,
I know.
not BJ and the Bear.
That's just where I went because that's what I did. So we have Only Murders in the Building, which is a Fox / Hulu / Disney owned property to begin with. That's a good one, Chris. Do you have anyone? I mean, it could be a British show. It could be a British show if there's.
Chris is definitely the resource for that because you watch a lot more British TV than either of us.
Like what is that quiz show? That thing that they make things Taskmaster. What if they did a Taskmaster?
Well,
Doctor Who
did that already with Eccleston's first season, didn't they? With all the stuff at the time that was trending.
It kind of wasn't it? With all the game shows and stuff.
Weakest Link and then the fashion thing and all that. Yeah. Those are all things that were, I think, trendy at the time.
Mm-hmm. What not to wear. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if What Not to Wear was still trendy at the time. It was a little past its prime at that point, I think.
Mm-hmm. No.
I don't know, I'm trying to think of how they can do a Doctor Who spin on like Great British Bake Off.
Oh. They'd be like andrograms or something like that, and
I like where you're going with this.
Yeah, it would be like an androgram baking competition, and it'd be really graphic and horrific, and Mark Gatiss would write it, and there'd be cannibalism and all that stuff,
and that would also be the creature that nobody thought they'd bring back.
So would the hosts be the starry Inchosini, or would the judges be the starry Inchosini?
Oh,
judges.
I like the judges. And then
the doctor and their companion can be the other. Pairing.
They land in there and they have to cook something like that, but and they don't, and then they have to impress them. But then what they have to do, because they don't want to kill people, because they're it's a doctor, that they have to sort of like come up with make it out of corn or like Impossible beef burgers or something like that. So, and they try to
they make a mold of the second Doctor.
Yeah, they try to fool the andrograms that it's actually vegetarian food when they think, oh, this is the nicest beef burger I've ever had. Fooled you.
And if somebody screws up, can a Sontaran shock force come and kill them all?
Yes, 100%. They're in the background saying, it's when you lose, when you get voted off the thing and you fail the baking challenge, the Sontarans come and just eradicate you.
And the doctor says, just what I needed, potatoes.
Yeah, potatoes. And then that's right. And then they boil the Sontaran and then they make him a potato, and then they win the barbecue segment of the final episode of the great Androgram Bake Off, and then they go home. and that's how the episode ends. I guess that's probably how it goes. You could have a full season of this stuff, essentially. I think
You probably shouldn't, though.
no, probably not. So we have baking show. We have what else did we have? Only Murders.
Only Murders.
Building. Taskmaster wouldn't work. Is that a thing, Chris? I know I threw that one to you before. Do you think that would work with Doctor Who anyway?
I mean, again, who's the Taskmaster? Who's the Taskmaster's assistant in that scenario?
The bear doesn't work. BJ and the bear definitely doesn't work.
No, it's true.
Although it is much like Doctor Who. It's BJ, the doctor, and the bear, a companion.
That's true. Do they drive a red truck in that one too?
I have no idea. It's been decades since I've seen that.
Okay. But it starred one Freddie Prinze, who was, of course, son was Freddie Prinze Jr. So what do you think of that?
Not
Could
much.
he be in Doctor Who somewhere? Freddie Prinze Jr. as the guy from the Star Wars animated show, who is a Jedi but he's blind because he got his eyes cut out by a Jedi.
Well,
Is there a Star Wars Rebels Doctor Who crossover too? Is that one that you
I
could
really
do?
hope not. Given
Better
how
that.
great the live action Star Wars Rebels stuff has been so far, no thank you.
True. That's
You
true.
you bite your tongue. I mean, better that than like Freddy from Scooby Doo.
Oh, now you've opened a bit of a kettle of fish. What if it was
Because he did
doctor?
that twice.
Oh,
Well, so
all right.
you haven't picked one yet, Stephen.
Well,
we've got a comedy, we've got a reality
Ostensible
show,
comedy.
reality-based show,
and then what is British and a different genre that you can pick from,
or American,
just to pigeonhole you.
or Canadian. I can't think of any Canadian shows though either. That's current, like in vogue. Like I have to, like just honestly, the task here for me is just to think of a show that people watch.
At all.
Well, I mean, I feel like I don't know much about it, but I feel like this is kind of like a culmination of everything. Is like the Squid Game show, isn't that like just a bunch of gruesome game shows? Like, didn't Doctor Who already do that? They already did Squid Game, right?
Yeah,
And
Doctor Who's the wrong show for this because it's done a zillion different things already.
it has done a zillion different things. I feel like Doctor Who could mesh up with, I don't know, a House of the Dragon, and then then they go there and they land and there's Doctor Who and they shows up and there's a bunch of sex and violence going on, but they somehow bypass all that, and then they walk into the room and there's what's his name, Targaryen, and it's Matt Smith. It's the 11th Doctor. He goes, wait a second, are you in disguise? And he finally, after 2 seasons, reveals his disguise, that yes, I am actually the 11th Doctor in disguise as this very awful person in House of Dragon. That's all I have.
I gotta say, that's dumb.
Yeah.
But I've seen dumber on Facebook.